You've been driving your own Silverado for years, and there's a good chance you've never touched half of what that truck can actually do. Today I'm showing you 9 features buried inside your Silverado that GM never really talked about. I've been turning wrenches on Silverados and GM trucks for over 15 years, and I still meet owners every week whose jaw drops when I show them something that's been sitting in their truck the whole time. If you're new here, this is Garage of Time, and we exist so you never get taken advantage of at a dealership again. None of what's coming needs special tools or a trip to the shop. Just the truck sitting in your driveway right now. Let's get into it. Feature number 1, the hidden cold start transmission. Most owners don't realize their Silverado has a way to protect the transmission on cold mornings that isn't written down anywhere in the manual. Here's the trick. With the engine off, turn the key to the on position without starting it. Hold the brake pedal down and tap the gas pedal to the floor 3 times slowly. Then start the engine as normal. What this does is force the transmission control module to run an extended warm-up cycle before it lets the transmission shift normally, giving the fluid a few extra seconds to circulate before you put any real load on it. On a lot of the 4L60E and 6L80 equipped trucks, cold shifts are one of the most common ways owners quietly wear out a transmission over the years without ever knowing it. I've had customers come in convinced they needed a full transmission rebuild, when really it was years of cold, hard shifts eating away at the clutch packs. This costs nothing and can genuinely add years to a transmission that would otherwise be fighting itself every winter morning. I picked this up from an old GM technician who'd been doing warranty work since the GMT800 days. And once he broke down the logic behind it, I started doing it on my own truck without even thinking twice. It's become second nature ever since. The same way some people automatically check mirrors before backing out of a driveway. Feature number 2, the forgotten storage compartment. This one gets me every time because it's sitting right in front of people and they never find it. On most 2007 to 2013 Silverados with the standard center console, pull out the small tray under the armrest lid. Underneath that tray, there's a foam insert that looks like it's part of the console. It's not glued down. Lift it straight up and you'll find a compartment almost 2 inches deep running the full length of the console. GM used this space for wiring harnesses on trucks with certain option packages, but on base trucks, it's just sitting there empty. It's the perfect spot for a spare key, your registration, or anything you don't want sitting out in the open. I stumbled onto this by accident while replacing a stereo harness for a customer, and about 7 out of 10 owners I've shown it to had no idea it existed, even guys who'd had their truck detailed a dozen times. Feature number 3, reading your own trouble codes without a scanner. This is the one that saves people the most money, and it works on almost every gas engine Silverado from 1999 through 2007, with a slightly different process on later trucks. With the engine off, turn the key to on without starting it. Watch the check engine light on your dash. Instead of staying solid, on trucks with this diagnostic mode active, the light begins flashing in a pattern, long flashes followed by short flashes that correspond to a 2-digit trouble code. 2 long flashes followed by 3 short flashes means code 23, for example. Write down the pattern, look up the code online, and now you know exactly what's wrong before you spend a dime. I had a guy come into the shop last month convinced his truck needed a full sensor replacement because a shop quoted him $340 just to plug in a scanner. We ran this exact trick in the parking lot, found out it was a $40 oxygen sensor, and he was back on the road in 20 minutes. Feature number 4, the real purpose of tow/haul mode. Nobody explains, everybody knows the tow/haul button exists, but almost nobody understands what it's actually doing, and that misunderstanding costs people money. When you press tow/haul, the transmission changes its entire shift schedule and adjusts the torque converter lockup point to keep temperatures down and reduce hunting, where the transmission constantly shifts looking for the right gear under load. Here's what most owners don't know. Leaving tow/haul on permanently, even with nothing hitched up, actually reduces unnecessary shifting in stop-and-go traffic and can extend transmission life in city driving. I run mine in tow/haul almost year-round now, And I've watched the difference in shift smoothness on trucks that use it that way versus ones left in normal mode their whole life. Feature number 5, the emergency seat reset nobody talks about. If your Silverado has power seats with memory buttons, there's a function built in for exactly the kind of emergency you hope you never need, but it's useful for everyday stuff too. Press and hold both memory buttons at the same time for about 5 seconds. The seat slides all the way back and reclines flat. This was designed so first responders could get an injured driver clear of the wheel faster, but I use it constantly when loading something long into the cab. Tap either memory button afterward, and the seat snaps right back to your safe position. Feature number 6, the real trick to faster cabin cooling. If you live somewhere hot, this one alone is worth watching for. On Silverados with dual-zone climate control, set both zones to max cold with recirculation on. Then instead of just dash vents, switch the vent mode to floor and dash combined and run the fan at full speed. This forces cooled air through both the upper and lower vents at once, instead of fighting to cool the whole cabin through the dash alone. I've tested it sitting in a parking lot in July, and the cabin drops noticeably faster, sometimes cutting the weight almost in half. Feature number 7, the fuel trim habit that actually protects your engine. This isn't a button or a combo, it's a number almost nobody checks. And it's the reason I keep engines running well past 200,000 miles on the 5.3 Vortec and LS platforms. Your computer constantly adjusts short-term and long-term fuel trim to compensate for wear and fuel quality. You can pull these numbers up with a cheap $15 Bluetooth OBD2 reader and an app on your phone. If long-term fuel trim creeps past positive or negative 10%, your engine is quietly telling you something is starting to go wrong. Usually a vacuum leak or a dying sensor, long before it ever throws a check engine light. This has caught more problems early on my customers' trucks than almost anything else I do. And it's the single habit I wish every Silverado owner picked up, because it costs almost nothing and tells you the truth about your engine long before any warning light does. Feature number 8, the bed light trick. Most owners never use on Silverados with the factory bed light near the third brake light. Most owners only ever see it turn on when the tailgate drops. What they don't realize is that on trucks with the upfitter switch panel, one of the unlabeled auxiliary switches can be wired to keep that bed light on continuously, independent of the tailgate or headlights. I did this on my own truck years ago after one too many nights loading tools in the dark, and it's one of those small changes that makes the truck genuinely more useful without touching anything under the hood. It takes about 20 minutes and a wiring diagram, and dealerships almost never mention it because there's no service ticket in showing a customer a free switch. I've had guys tell me they spent years fumbling with a flashlight in one hand while loading gear at night, completely unaware their own truck already had the wiring in place to fix that. Feature number 9, the steering wheel trick for smoother idle diagnosis. This last one is more of a diagnostic habit than a hidden button, but it saved me from chasing the wrong problem more times than I can count. With the truck idling in park, turn the steering wheel slowly to full lock in either direction and listen closely to the idle. A healthy engine barely changes at all. If the idle dips, surges, or the truck shakes noticeably, that's usually the power steering pump or a vacuum leak talking to you before it ever becomes a real problem. Most owners never think to test this because nothing about it looks like a feature, but it's one of the fastest free diagnostics you can run in your own driveway, and it's caught failing power steering pumps on at least a dozen trucks I've worked on before the owner ever noticed a whine or a leak. So there you have it, 9 things sitting inside your Silverado right now that most owners never discover, even after years behind the wheel. Drop a comment and let me know which one you're trying first. And if you already knew about one of these, let everybody else know too, because chances are half the comment section still hasn't heard of it. Next week, I'm covering 5 sounds your Silverado makes right before an expensive repair shows up, and one of them alone can save you thousands of dollars if you catch it early enough. Subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss it, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, go check your own truck.